Alright, that should be good. Hope you guys are doing alright. I've been working on this painting for a lot longer than I expected. But that's okay, we're gonna keep working at it. We're gonna keep working at it, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We've made some good progress. Let's see. We've made some good progress. I would say now the biggest issue, well, of course, we need to figure out his pose. Because right now, I kind of got him all covered up because of, like, the layering and stuff. But that's a big issue. Yeah, aside from that, we're not looking too bad. We're not looking terrible. I'm gonna remix some of this paint, or re-put some paint down real quick. I probably should grab a new palette, honestly. But, or a new plate. Let's see. Which dried out? The black is dried out. It's ivory black. Okay. So yeah, we've made some good progress. We need more white as well. So I think the first thing I'm going to attack, I need to adjust this light first. The first thing I want to go, well, really this back leg is stressing me out. So let's go at this first. Let's do this back leg. Okay. There's a little fly. Okay. Let's try to mix up something to put there. I will say, I feel like remixing colors, like mixing them again, is kind of difficult with acrylic. I need to remix this same kind of dark blue to be able to put it down here. All right, let's just see if this should be all right. Yeah, I feel like it's difficult to remix paint colors when you're working with acrylic. That's like one of the edges I will give to oil painting, is you can keep that paint for days, if not longer, just by like keeping it in a palette. I mean, acrylic you can kind of do that too, but it's not going to last you nearly as long as oil paint will last you on a palette. But I don't mind that. If I cared that much, I would use oil, and I don't really, so it can't be that big of a deal. Now this leg is mostly in light, so I'm not going to try to do too much fancy muscular work here. I also don't really need it. There's not that much like musculature in the back leg anyways. There is, but it's not like that visible, I guess. Alright, let's see. Mixing a lighter value. If you guys are in the stream, be sure to leave a like. That's always helpful. But yeah, I posted a video today as well. So if you haven't seen that, it's a plein air painting video as usual. Let's see. I thought it was pretty fun. It was a video I made a while ago, but yeah, I thought it was fun to make. And it's at a location I really enjoy painting at. I've only painted there twice, but it's still really fun. If I lived closer, I'd probably be there more often. Honestly, there's some locations that I've painted at before that if I lived right next to them, I would be there every day, I feel like. If, like, just way more often if I lived close. Because I don't like going very far for plein air paintings. I'm not sure about you guys. I like to paint new different places, but I don't like to be like super far away from home. when I'm painting. It's fly. Yeah, I like staying close to home for the most part. We're gonna need to find something to do about this little area. Maybe we put down just something like this. Whatever, we'll get that sorted out. It'll all get sorted out. It's definitely not ideal, but I'm using a water brush just because it's the right shape. And I don't have like another round brush like this right now at the moment. At least that I know of. I might have one, but I don't know where it's at. I think maybe the tail needs to be a tad higher up. That might be an issue for next time, but just see. You know, let's fix it. Hey James, glad you're here. Let's see. I was gonna save it for next time, but let's just see if we can't. Oh, fly. I don't want to kill the. You know what's weird? I don't even know if like flies have sentience, or like if ants have sentience. But I do kind of feel bad when I kill an ant a little bit, especially when there's a lot of them and you have to just like swipe them all off. I don't like doing that. I really don't. Let's put this. Oops. I wonder if there is like some kind of study on that. If like flies or bees. I'm sure I can almost guarantee bees do. I would imagine bees have sentience. But like flies and ants. I wonder if they have any level of like self-preservation beyond just like robot kind of mind. They probably do. I would imagine they do. The same way I was so convinced. I think I still am like half convinced that fish don't really have like a hope for tomorrow. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of how I judge animals. If I imagine that they would have like a hope for tomorrow, and I don't know if I think fish do. I don't think fish really care about what's going on. They might though. I don't know. Who knows? They might. But I think most farm animals do, I would imagine. Except maybe rabbits. What are we even talking about, dude? These streams always devolve into like my mind wandering. I'm gonna shift the shadow a bit. Yeah, that's something I really do want to know. I really do want to figure out where the line's drawn with animal sentience. I don't even know if I would imagine like squirrels would have it. I don't know if squirrels care about tomorrow. Actually, that's not even true. I'm sorry. I just can't. That's actually totally not true. Because squirrels literally like save things for the winter. So they obviously squirrels think ahead. So squirrels are ticked off that list. So I think squirrels care about tomorrow. Pigs, I think they do too. But when you start getting to like, what's it called? Like fish. I think fish is where I start doubting. I'm gonna work a little bit more on the grass blades. Let's take. We learned our lesson last time. We need to take a different brush. So we're gonna take that yellow, this blue, some white, that's good enough. Alright, let's see. Wait, yeah, this, oops. Sometimes I do have little things stuck in my paintings, like little hairs or little specks of something. Typically, I'm not like a big stickler for that kind of stuff. I don't really care. As long as it doesn't like obstruct the actual painting. But I would imagine some people probably really care. So I want to keep this area like as low contrast as possible, pretty much. Because we're gonna go higher contrast in the foreground. Oops, you can't even see. Thanks for the like on the stream. Okay. Oops, that was a big one. We can get a little bit longer with these blades now. The blades of grass now. I always wonder, how does that set high thing work? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever done that. But YouTube streams have this thing now where you can go say hi. I don't know how that works. I know you do like with the heart or the different emojis, but I don't know if that's the same thing. These are getting really thin now, which is good. I like this brush. This brush has really helped me out. So maybe tomorrow, I need to really plan out this guy's pose, because that's one of the bigger things holding me up. Okay, we're starting to get to a level now where we're moving like past the halfway point. So of the grass blade, so I need to start moving, like picking up the strokes to be a little bigger. Well, I guess we need to do this first. But yeah, once we start getting down there, we need to make the strokes like longer and make the blades of grass like bigger and more noticeable. So I'll do some of those here. I'll do something like that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I actually don't even know if I went on mute or not. I can't tell. But yeah, I'm gonna make these more noticeable down here. Okay, I'm gonna let these grass get kind of wild, because right now we're gonna get like right up here in the front, and then that grass should be really long and wild. If you guys are still watching, let me know what time of day you guys like to paint. 'Cause I feel like I've always kind of been like a late evening, if not like early morning, like before, like when I'm supposed to be in bed. I feel like that's my time to when I really start rolling. I've heard people say though, like there's nothing productive to be done past like 10 o'clock. And I think that's kind of true. Like I can see where they're coming from, but also like a lot of times when I end up painting and I've like gotten in a good groove, it's because I've like stayed up way past when I'm supposed to be up. We don't have a lot of direction with the grass, so I'm gonna try to make everything kind of sway this way, I guess. I know my university has a show coming up pretty soon. Wouldn't mind if I could. I'd be really happy if I could finish this. If it even actually, I don't even know if it'll even fit with the theme. But I'm sure they don't really care. But I don't even know what the theme is. I was able last time to get one of my paintings in this show, which was really cool. And it didn't match the theme that time either. So I don't know if they care too much. I like that this paint kind of like dries less intense than it's put down. Some of these layers are really bright back here, but now they're kind of normal and dull. Not dull, but like, you know what I mean? They kind of muted a little bit. A lot of these will have to be redone once I put in the legs better or more defined. But it's okay, I don't mind doing that. We're kind of covering the blue up, but we're gonna come back and fix it. I just think for continuity's sake, it makes more sense to go over the blue and then come back. I know there's a painter on YouTube that I've seen a painter on YouTube that does a lot of grass blades, but he does them with a syringe. Very interesting way to do it. I'm not quite that interesting. Alright. I'm gonna mix a darker value to put some darker blades in there. Darker blades of grass. Sorry. Okay, there we go, that's good. Okay, let's try this out. Kind of invisible a little bit, but maybe it'll try a different color. I just want the grass to feel full. Like I just want it to look full and not feel like there's like sparse blades put places. So let's see how this. I think it should dry. It should dry okay, and be like relatively impactful in the painting, and not a waste of my time. It is kind of transparent though, or translucent at least. It's hard to see. Yeah, it's really hard to see, tough to see going down. So I'm not gonna spend too much time doing this. Let's mix a different color. I want to mix like a relatively cool green. So I'm gonna put some white, some yellow. This is kind of similar to the first color we put down, but I think we're gonna make it more blue this time. I'm sure you guys are loving this, seeing individual blades of grass get put down. I don't know how else to do it. Like, I don't really know how else to do grass besides like this. I mean, if you're doing like a close-up painting like this, if you're going farther back, I guess you can kind of avoid it and just like use a brush stroke. But I feel like if you're this close up to the grass, you kind of gotta put them in. I don't want to clutter anything though. So, what I'm wondering is maybe later, once I kind of get everything settled, if I can't brush like some really bright yellow through the grass, maybe hopefully that'll kind of brighten some things up. Not that it's not bright right now, but like from far away. Hold on. How do I do this? Okay. I feel like from far away it kind of reads. No, I think it's dark. Okay. I mean, I might still do it, but it doesn't read terrible. It doesn't read terrible from far away. Close up, it does look like kind of a mess. Especially this whole area is really getting on my nerves. Let's actually do that right now. Let's take just yellow pretty much. We're just gonna take just like a really bright yellow and then some white. And take that through the bottom of the painting. Maybe a little bit of green. I think this yellow is really helping. I think from far away it'll read kind of alright too. Thank you, I appreciate it. I didn't intend for the horse to be blue. It just kind of worked out that way. But I think I'm going to keep it blue, I like it. Alright, Alright, let's work this yellow. I'm probably going to sign the painting in yellow as well, so I don't want to get the yellow too close to this corner. I'd probably sign in the same color. I think the yellow is pretty helpful. Maybe we could even add in like some kind of flowery colors, like some pinks or something. I don't really like typically do that, but because usually if I'm working with like a grass plane, it'll just be grass. I don't really tend to add in a whole lot of other like flowers or anything like that. But maybe this would be kind of helpful to put in some like pink or something down here. And you know what? While we have the light, let's add in some dark. All right, let's add in some blue. I don't want it to be too dark though. I don't want it to be overwhelming. So just mix in some blue, some green. That's almost invisible. Let's add in some more blue. This blue isn't super strong, like it's not really that opaque. I'm gonna mix in some white to it and see if that helps a bit. Just a little bit of white. I don't want to take the value down too much. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I wish it was a tad darker though, but well, I'm sure we could do that later. Okay, I need to be more, I think I need to be more direct, or just more like clear about what's going on with the body of the horse, because everything is like 1, 2, 3, like, you know, it's not very, I don't have the anatomy. So let's try to fix that. Try to fix that a little bit. All right, let's see. Oops. Gonna mix some of this, some of this. There we go. Put this down and we're gonna see where it fits in the value of everything, and then we're gonna put it everywhere. It's the lightest value. So we're gonna walk this across here. Over here. It might dry a tad darker, but I don't think it should go any darker than this base value right here. So we're gonna act as if it's like the lightest we have right now. It's gonna come down here. Like that. Across the hump. There we go. Alright. We're gonna mix a little darker, a little bluer. And let's see where this goes. Okay, this is pretty much the base, the mid value of the, it's already there. So we're just gonna take that. It is a little better though. It's not just the same color. It's a little different. So I'm gonna take this down here, and the back there. Right there. You can kind of see a little bit of like rib cage going on, so I'm gonna see if I can't do something about that. Maybe later, maybe not right now. But you can see something going on with the ribs, even through all like the horse muscle and the horse fat. Let's go a little darker again, a little bluer. Still keep some white in there though. All right, let's see where, this might be too dark. I'm actually gonna add some more white to this color. All right. This is the same color. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept with the blue. Okay, this should be good. Where does this color go? This color can go here. So the rib cages are all in here. You can see them a little bit, so I want to try to give that effect a little bit. Just something at the very least. Maybe not putting full rib cages, but something. Just so this doesn't look like a Roblox horse. Yes, I don't even know. This is like so off topic, but Roblox is so popular now. But I remember it was even popular like back like when I was a kid. I remember it was popular back then too. So this game has just been going on forever. Imagine being the creator of Roblox. Like, wow, this game has been like going on for decades, just about. I remember I used to play when I was like what, 9, 10 years old, I guess. And it's still going on. I just totally forgot about it. But kids still play it, I guess. It's a fun game. Alright, where does this color go? This might be brighter. Hopefully this is a little brighter. Because this value did darken up quite a bit, quite substantially. Yeah, that's the lightest value right now. We're gonna go there. Try to keep this just on top of everything. Go in here. I noticed this line doesn't add up, so we're gonna have to fix that later. Not really a thick, just go over it with the right color. Let's make this a little darker. Pretty much that's what I do a lot of times. I just go back and forth between a darker color and a lighter color. I try to see if that fills the gaps of what looks flat. Like this color is a little bit darker than the last one. Oops. Alright, we gotta go a little darker again. So that means just adding more blue pretty much. I want to do something in between this hard line. So I'm gonna try to mix a darker color. It definitely needs to be darker than this, but not quite as dark as that. Still gotta go darker. Actually, it looks darker. That looks darker. Let me wipe that off. It looks darker. Even though it shouldn't be, because it's just brighter, so it looks darker. Like, it looks more contrasty. So I'll actually take that underneath down here. Well, if we found a place for it, but it wasn't where I intended. It looks okay right there in between the dark and the light. But it didn't look okay right here. So maybe it's darker than that. It could be one of those things where it's like red, where red looks relatively light, but red, like, the color itself is reflecting more, so the value is lighter. The value is darker than it looks. I don't know how to explain that. I'm actually very surprised about how the face came together. I think that looks probably the nicest part of the painting. Is the face. It's not bright enough. It's not bright enough either. Okay, let's add some white to that color. I wish that I had more color, but I think it'll darken up. If not, we can add more to it. I'm not sure if I'll keep the painting like this, but I did kind of liked when I had an outline around the horse. Not sure if I'll keep it like that, but I did kind of like that. And it reminds me of an old painting I saw not old, but like a painting I saw a while ago on Reddit, like maybe last year, that had like a, they actually did a very different, which is really, they did it in a really cool way, where they had a horse, but then the outline was like bright pink, and like, I think it was like a gradient. That was really cool, but I'm not going to do all that. I think this makes more sense for my painting, rather than to do all that, even though it was really pretty. I just want something to help it stand out from the background, and to give it more of like a flatter, like an icon kind of look to it, rather than like a realistic painting. Let's add the white again. We gotta figure out some plan of attack for the guy's back and his head. I just don't know how to go about it. I just don't know how to go about it. You know, I'm thinking as well. I'm thinking of adding maybe a yellow border here around him this way. Maybe like a yellow and blue, like yellow, or maybe, yeah, maybe yellow here and then blue here, something like that. But I really got to work out this guy's pose. But all right, thank you guys for watching. Very thankful. Yeah, the painting's coming well. I think we'll finish it off nicely eventually. So thank you guys. See you guys later.